Hello, well, it's nearly Easter. It's 2020, so we're in lockdown as well. So I thought we'd do something a little bit fun today and see if we can draw a perfect Easter egg. Now, in true Blue Peter style, there's a picture of one I did before. So let's crack on. Now, what you're going to need for this is a straight edge or ruler. You're going to need a compass, and you're going to need a pencil. Now I'm going to do this in pen so you can see what I'm doing more clearly, but obviously you will do this in pencil. Okay, so step one is that we're going to draw a straight line about 2/3 of the way down our page, and this will make the fattest part of our egg. Now we don't need to worry too much about how long this line is going to be, but as I say, it's going to be the fattest part of our egg, and I've got an A5 piece of paper here, and I'm just going to draw a line about 8 centimeters. But as I say, let's not worry too much about how long that line is. Okay, step two is that we're going to draw what's called a perpendicular bisector. Now that's a line perpendicular, means that it's 90 degrees to my first line, and bisector means it cuts it into two equal parts. Drawing a perpendicular bisector is a skill from GCSE maths, and what we are going to do is I'm going to set my compass width to being over half the length of this line. Don't need to worry too much about how much over half it is, but if it's less than a half, this isn't going to work. Okay, so I'm going a good way over a half. Okay, and I'm going to put the point of my compass on one end of my line here, and I'm just going to make a mark above my line, and I've made sure that I'm not sure how long this needs to be, but it does need to cover where I think the midpoint of my line is, and I'm going to do a similar one underneath. Now I'm going to move my compass to the other end of my line and make a small arc here and at the bottom, which cross my two lines. Now these are very important because these two intersection points here are what's going to generate my perpendicular bisector. So I'm placing my ruler or my straight edge so they go through here. Now I don't need a line down below my first line, but I do need one above here. So I'm going to just draw this down through there. Okay. And there we have my perpendicular bisector. And if I went and got a protractor, I'd see that that's exactly 90 degrees. And if I'd measured these two lines, I'd see that these were equal lengths. Okay, so that's what a perpendicular bisector is. Now I'm going to use my compasses here, and I'm going to use them again because this is, if I'm precise at this point, then it ensures that my egg is going to be perfect. So I really need to be find my center point here, and then I am actually just going to make little marks on the ends of my line just in case I've gone wrong. And you can see just on that right hand one, it's a little bit off the edge, so that will help me later on to make my egg perfect. And I'm going to make a final mark up on my bisector here. Okay, now I'm going to draw two what are called rays, and let me just extend this line up to where my mark was. Just be precise. Okay, so I'm going to draw two rays from the end points of my line through the mark that I made up here. And on the other side as well. Okay, now because this mark here was made by a circle here, then this line is the same length as this radius here, which means that both of these are isosceles triangles, and indeed if this is 90, then these angles here are 45, which means that this here is also a right angle, and vertically opposite angles are equal, so that is a right angle as well. So we can now start drawing our egg. So we've finished with our ruler now, and the first part of our egg is the bottom of the egg, which my compasses should already be set. Look at that. We're now going to draw the sides of the egg, and we do this by setting our compass point to the end of our line here, and the radius of our circle is going to be all the way across here. Okay. Just going to take a little bit of time just to make sure that I think I'm bang on. Okay. So I'm now going to draw an arc of a circle from where the bottom, my first semicircle, up to this ray here. So here we go. Look at that. Very nice. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. There we go. Well, we're going to fill in the gap with a small quarter circle from the intersection of my two rays. Okay, so this is the final bit. This is the hardest bit to do when you're using a compass with a pen. I need to make sure that I find that intersection point there, get the length of my compass. Okay. Not perfect, not bad. Here we go, and we're just going to fill that top in there. And there we go. One perfect Easter egg. There you go. Thank you for watching, and happy drawing of Easter eggs.